Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. My name's Mike Amos. I'm talking to you from our studios at Troy Cablevision on South Brundage Street in Troy, Alabama, and on Facebook across the country, across the world on TV2. And you can call all your friends in Wyoming or in Los Angeles or in uh, Dubuque, Montana, and they can pick it up right now on Facebook as we come to you on this beautiful, beautiful Monday morning, the Monday morning of already October the 10th. So it's moving right along. Of course, we've got a lot to talk about today. Charles Henderson's huge win over Eufaula, and Coach Quinn Hambrick will be on our show today. And boy, what a fine young coach he is. He is at Charles Henderson High School as another big victory. Has the Trojans looks like they'll be considered the winner of the of region play, and we'll be able to set up real good when the state playoffs come around. Of course, Troy University wins their third straight with a big win over Southern Mississippi. We're going to talk all about that today, and also the big games coming up. Alabama squeezed by Texas A&M. It wasn't really as close as the score indicated, but at the same time, Alabama opened the door from 2 yards out, threw a little out pattern. Worst call I've seen them today. All you need to do is in that situation is tell everybody in the huddle, all the receivers, is get it and turn around. Hey, what I'm saying, you move, you go 3 or 4 yards in the end zone and turn around, and I'll find one of you open. But they didn't. They went on an out pattern to a receiver that wouldn't have scored if he had been given the ball. So they had called by Texas A&M there, and Alabama dodged a bullet right at the end, winning 24-20. Of course, a lot of other big games to talk about, and some big games coming up. Troy, it is homecoming at Troy University, and of course, it's also Troy University Appreciation Day parade, and the whole week is going to be a big one right here in Troy, Alabama, with homecoming coming up this week. It's the 68th year for the great parade in downtown Troy, the Troy University Appreciation Day Parade, for 10 o'clock right here on Troy Cable. If you can't make it to the parade, we'll be having it on this show live from downtown Troy. The 68th Troy University Appreciation Day Parade. Of course, we got a lot of other high school scores and college scores to talk to you about today. Auburn did not fare very well. All you Auburn Tigers, you're just one more big win about putting all that other to rest. You know, you can lose, and lose, but you're only as good as your next win, and that's what I hope Auburn is going to end up having this coming weekend. So we'll be talking about that and a lot of other things today on our show. Of course, as I mentioned, Quinn Hambrick, the outstanding young football coach at Charles Henderson High School, and we appreciate him being on our show every day, and we'll expect to see him in the near future on this show. Of course, the show is brought to you by the Witherington Group. Remember, you're in good hands with Allstate at the Witherington Group right here in Troy. And my good friend Johnny Witherington's been in the insurance business a long time, and what a great man he is, what a great layman he is, and we appreciate him so much. Also, Troy Bank and Trust Company. Remember, Troy Bank and Trust Company is the only bank you'll ever need, and we appreciate them. And of course, as we do, Wise Office Supply, located here right across from us on South Brundage Street. Lane and Lyle Wise, they've been in the business a long time. They they can assist you in any way about your all of the going on today. And also, I want to remember the folks at Bird Drugs. There's no better drugstore anywhere in the country, but their breakfast and their lunch are just getting to be famous. They were famous to me a long time ago, but I'm afraid they're getting famous to everybody because the crowds go in there every day for a great breakfast or a great lunch, and it's just so good. I ordered in Saturday on game day and ordered 2 hamburgers all the way with onions. Whoa, that was a great hamburger. And they make the best hamburgers in town. And then a chocolate milkshake. Whoa, that's about the best milkshake you'll find anywhere. Or just ice cream in general, just a great selection of all kinds of ice cream at Bird's Drug today. Want to mention also our friends today at my carpet place on South Frontage Street, Town and Country Carpets, and they had a big opening on Friday, and they had a big gathering of my friends and had great barbecue and just had a guy there that specialized in the green grill, and and he told people how they can use it, and I think they sold 3, maybe 4. I think it might have been 4 right at the end of those big green grills that are so popular around the country. We're gonna take a short break. We'll be right back. Brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram Trucks.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
These teenage years can be tricky to navigate, especially when it comes to teaching my son about managing money. I'm thankful for helpful tools like Sidekick from Max. With Sidekick, requesting and rewarding money is easy. He can earn it by completing chores, making honor roll, or simply making a request from his own app. I love that I can easily monitor his purchases and set limits to help him learn to make smart choices with his spending, even on video games. Sidekick, find it in your Max app.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Back to our show, brought to you by PC Falk Furniture Store in downtown, or actually on the bypass in Enterprise, for just a tremendous selection of beautiful furniture from around the world. You can find it today, and we appreciate them from PS Falk Furniture in Enterprise. Want to mention some football scores that are of interest. Of course, the big one, Charles Henderson beating Eufaula this past weekend, 34-7, in one of the great wins in Charles Henderson history, when you can go to Eufaula and beat them 34-7. And whether people say, "Oh, I've seen a lot of great Troy wins," but I tell you what, that one there made me proud, and it made me so proud more than anything, Steve Camp, that the quality of the film that we were going live, and going live to Eufaula, Alabama, was a great display of what we can do here at Troy Cable, going with football games and or not taping them, but going live on football games, like a big one in Eufaula Friday night. Our cameras were there, and they did a super job, really did. The quality was great, and I was able to sit back and enjoy my high school team, Charles Tennyson, run roughshod over a good Eufaula team. So we were proud of that. Some other games in 5A football that Faith Academy beat Pike Liberal Arts 41-0. I think they led at halftime 41-0, but I don't know what happened in the second half. But they have here 41-0 Faith Academy. Of course, they're one of the top programs in the state of Alabama this year. And of course, Tallahassee beat Valley of Fairfax 25-7. BC Rain stumbled to UMS Wright 42-7. These are some of the 5A teams that Charles Tennyson, Rehoboth. I told you that this was not a bad Rehoboth team that Charles Tennyson beat the other day. They beat Greenville 42-7. What has happened to Greenville, we don't know. But evidently they're just on hard times this year, and that's the way it works. But they can't use the portal. Now, a lot of college teams that are that are having problems, they just go to the portal now to get players. I do want to congratulate Carroll High of Ozark. This surprised me a lot here. Carroll beat Headland 42-8, and that was a big win for Carroll, and a tough win for. Good morning. You on Today in LA? How you doing?
Hi, morning.
Calling from where, sir?
Drayton Beach, Florida.
The home of my.
Where the water's crystal clear. Probably the prettiest I've ever seen.
Oh man, isn't that beautiful? Did you take your kids to the river, to the lake?
No, we went out to the Gulf of Mexico yesterday, and saw all kinds of huge jellyfish and all kinds of little creatures.
Was that my place at the beach, or your place?
No, we went to the Sandbar, Oyster Bar near your place yesterday after church.
Okay.
Went to the pumpkin patch at Camp Ellen.
That was a lot of fun, wasn't it? Did y'all buy a big pumpkin?
Somehow I bought $30 worth of pumpkins. I didn't know that was possible.
Good morning to all of you out there. Of course, Mike Amos
saw my cousin Whitney Crow Conrad and Druid Conrad and their kids.
Where'd y'all see them? At the pumpkin patch? Okay, good. Of course, she's a school teacher here in Troy.
I didn't realize we were doing a show today on, what is it, President's Day?
Oh, is this President's Day? You mean this is a holiday?
Yeah, kids are out of school.
I did not know that, but so you thought you could sleep in, didn't you?
No, I've got Mary Prater going to school today, but Millie's out.
Yeah.
Mary Prater was out on Friday.
So Millie gets to sleep in? Does Millie?
Millie's out today.
Okay, and Mary Prater has to go to school.
Yeah, we just got Mary Prater out the door.
Okay, I got you. I just got Mary Prater out the door. Precious children, and I'm so proud of them, ladies and gentlemen. I praise God for them.
I had to help out in the morning as far as getting shoes on and backpacks in the car. My wife leaves her computer every time at the house, so in the car.
Oh boy, well that's something.
I tell you, Troy football is back. I tell you what, they're impressive to watch.
Yeah. Did you tell us about what you gained from the game?
Well, I mean, Daggy threw 2 horrible interceptions, and Troy still won 27-10.
I know that did hurt. You're right.
I mean, the one on the goal line was one of the worst throws you'll ever see in your life. I mean, he just totally forced that ball. But the first one, he got hit, but he had to see the guy about to tackle him, and he still tried to throw it. So anytime that happens, that's going to end up being an interception. And
well, he threw 2 under six.
Vidal finally played well. He rushed for about 80 yards and showed some signs of life. And I mean, defensively though, Troy is just phenomenal right now.
Yeah. Led by number 2, Marshall, who is a great. I wonder how many tackles he had last night.
He only had 7. Only bad news from the game though is Jareer Barber, the great wide receiver out of Dauphin, is out for the year.
Yeah, I could tell the way he came off, and he was having a great year too, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, he was Summerall's favorite player. I mean, he just raved about him, talked about him nonstop.
And he'll have to have surgery then, won't he?
Yeah, it looks like. Troy's already missing Jaden McDonald at linebacker and Louis Medina, defensive tackle, and other guys are stepping up though. I see that T.J. Jackson kid, number 98, at defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Well for Troy.
Sure did, yeah.
But Troy had a lot of turnovers. Juvenile continues to make big plays. Another sack, fumble at the end of the game to go ahead and win it, just like he did against Western Kentucky.
Yeah. And what?
Tell you what, he's a sharp guy. If you ever hear him in the interviews, he transferred from Auburn 2 years ago.
Yeah. Sometimes I think they teach them how to talk at Auburn. I'm serious. A certain way they talk, and I think they teach that at Auburn.
I don't know if they teach it or not, but I mean, he's
what is his name?
British.
What is his name and number again?
I mean, he speaks British. He's Richard Juvenile. He's originally from Africa, but he speaks like he's from London.
Yeah, I got you.
He speaks a lot like Osi used to speak.
Yeah. All right. And he's number 98?
No, he's number 9.
Number 9 defensively. He's a defensive lineman.
No, he's defensive end, outside linebacker.
Oh, okay. All right. Outside linebacker.
Juvenile had 9 sacks last year.
Yeah.
Solomon had 10.
How did he do this weekend?
Solomon and Juvenile both played well.
Yeah.
I'll have to look up the stats. I mean, I know Juvenile had the big sack fumble at the end.
Well, we'll be able to fill the gaps at wide receiver?
I don't know. That's going to be a big question. I mean, there's a few guys that are stepping up, but, I mean, it'll be a big loss. I mean, Kenneth Johnson's playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah, he's a little bitty guy, Mike. I didn't realize he doesn't weigh but 150 pounds. But he can fly. And we got. I tell you what.
Is Forrest on today?
No, he's not. But
okay, you won the tickets. He sent it to me last night.
Oh, I won the contest. Well,
yeah, you missed 9. I missed 10. Forrest missed 10, and Steve missed 10.
Okay, all right. Well, I win. That's great. and I get a free cup of coffee from McDonald's. Is that right?
I tell you what. Have you ever seen a worse play call at the 2-yard line than Jimbo Fisher against A&M?
Mike, I was just talking about that. He wasn't going to score if he caught the ball. That's they should have made sure he was going to be in the end zone.
I mean, that's a timing route. I mean, he's basically. I mean, it takes a perfect throw, a perfect route. I mean, what a just crazy call. I mean, you got A-Chain. He's a great running back. Yeah. I mean, he can make guys miss. I can't believe they didn't run the ball there. I thought.
Let me tell you this. This sounds silly. It sounds silly, but what they should have done was tell all the receivers to run into the end zone and turn around, and I'm gonna throw it to the one that is open, and one of them would have been open.
I couldn't understand the play call in the whole game. I thought Bill O'Brien's play call was atrocious. I mean, you got one of the most athletic quarterbacks ever to play at Alabama. I mean, why don't you run right, run left, run pass option every single time with that guy?
That's right.
I mean, roll him out to the right, roll him out to the left.
Yeah.
He doesn't see anything. He picks up 15 yards every play.
Yeah,
I
know.
Never did it.
I couldn't understand it either.
All the scrambles were just out of the pocket.
Yeah. Alabama dodged a bullet, Mike, a real bullet.
Oh, yeah, Riker, who I've just been bragging about for years. I mean, the kid out of Hoover, he's been an automatic field goal kicker, just missed a
I know
shot. 35-yarder, and then the 47-yarder wasn't close.
And see, that would have get it out about.
Alabama needs a first down to win the game.
Yeah.
A&M had one timeout. Alabama runs McClellan up the gut on 3rd and 5. One of the worst calls I've ever seen.
And he's a small running back, isn't he?
No, I mean, he's 210 pounds. But
yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna go down in flames, go down with Gibbs, your best running back.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Actually make somebody miss. He rushed for 154 yards, but Alabama just tried to give it away, and A&M almost took it at the very end. I mean, if Jimbo wins that game, he keeps his job.
Yeah.
A&M fan base is going crazy. I mean, it's
I'm not for Jimbo. I don't like Jimbo.
I know all these Florida State fans don't like him down here.
Are you serious? They don't like him.
Florida State got up 17-0 and choked one away against NC State, 19-17.
Oh boy.
You know the guy, the guru on game day, the picker, Bear, they call him, the big burly guy with glasses.
Yeah, oh yeah. He's expert.
He's on the show, and he's always picking games. He's really good. He was 10-5 against the line, and his big lock of the day was Southern Miss to beat Troy.
Southern Miss to beat Troy.
I covered the 7 against Troy.
Oh yeah, we covered the 7 against Troy. Well, he found out, didn't he?
Troy is undefeated against the line.
Yeah, and there's not many teams like that, is it?
No, I mean, it's pretty amazing. I'll tell you another game that was pretty surprising is Ole Miss was down at the half, and they come back and win 52-28 over Vandy.
Yeah. Yeah, that Ole Miss has got it going, no question about it. I want to mention
LSU was atrocious against Tennessee. I mean, that offense, God, they are horrible. How in the world they beat Mississippi State? I'll never understand that one.
We're waiting for Coach Quinn Hambrick, the outstanding.
He might think we're closed today because of the holiday.
I know he might be. I wasn't even thinking of a holiday today. And
I think it's today Columbus Day. I think.
No, it's not. Is it Columbus Day or what? I wish somebody would have told me, but I'm glad to know that a lot of folks that were watching our show this morning, brought to you by Troy Bank and Trust Company, the only bank you'll ever need. Pike County High, Mike, has got 2 great football players. Now, I hate to throw those scenarios out, but I'll tell you this right now. They've got a running back that rushed for 174 yards. His name is Nemo Williams. Do you remember? Nemo Williams was going to be the star running back of the Pike Liberal Arts Patriots, and he played one game for him, and nobody could tackle him. Well, he transferred to Pike County before the season started, and
after the season started.
After the season started, I will tell you right now, Pike County is not only going to make it to the playoffs, they might win the playoffs. Let me tell you something. With this Nemo Williams at a running back and the great receiver quarterback that they've got, it's going to be hard to beat Pike County. It's going to really be hard.
Don't they have a kid named Foster?
Yeah. Well, Ian Foster. Ian Foster and Nemo Williams might be the best 2 players on a team in Alabama. Hey, I'm talking about Alabama right now. Can you believe that, Mike? That kid, you ought to see that.
That is hard to believe in Alabama.
You ought to see this picture of this running back. You know, he's got it. Bud Casey would love it. What would he love about him? Tell me what Bud Casey would love about him.
The first will be his leg.
No, will be where he's carrying the football. He's got a full claw carrying the football, the proper way to carry a football.
You always told me when you look at a running back, he always has great legs.
Yeah, well, he does have great legs and knees are running high. But I'm gonna show the folks a picture of him. I don't know how close we can go up with him right now, but this is laid back television at its very best, as normal. Once I get it open, you can call it anything. All I'm trying to do is get to this young man's picture. All right, there it is, right here. It's right here. And he's got a claw, complete claw with his hands on the football. And, buddy, that is Nemo, my friends. And remember, the name Nemo might be the best young running back in the state of Alabama. I tell you, he is a good one. As he ran up and down the field against Providence, and another big win for Pike County. And like I said, Mike, Pike County, I don't know if anybody can beat them the rest of the year. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Providence is not very good anymore.
Well, let's just say this.
I think Kenny Keith's on the hot seat down there.
Hey, Nemo and Enon. How do you pronounce that? Enon, Nemo and Enon.
I thought it was Ian Foster.
Ian Foster, and
yeah, both guys played at Fight Liberal Arts and transferred.
That's right. Both of them did.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Gosh, bum.
Yeah.
Whoa. How good would Pike have been if everybody would have stayed? They would have been pretty good, wouldn't they?
How bad did Pike get beat by Faith Academy? I heard it was like 41-0 at the house.
And evidently they did not play the second half unless they just hit a knee. I'm afraid that they had a running clock, Mike, and I don't know. Maybe it was good defense on Pike Liberal's part, but Faith scored 41 points in the first half and did not score any in the second half.
So did you travel to Eufaula for that game?
No, but I watched it on TV. Man, we got the best. When you can watch TV like this, why go? I'm gonna say it again. If you can watch TV like this and watch the ball game on TV, why go to the game? You know. And I watched it.
The referees didn't play a big role like everybody was worried about. They didn't call flags.
No, they called just in the game they called numerous holding penalties.
But Charles Thurston still won in 34.
Yeah, they had a headlinesman, Mike, and the announcers were talking about that he alone called 8 holding calls. The one official there, it was almost a record for penalties. And
and Wally and Neil both used to be.
Yeah, that's right. They know. Yeah, they know, and the most. You know what I call them. What I call them.
Trying to put on a show.
No, what else? Trigger happy.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of trigger. You could call holding every play of the game, ladies and gentlemen. And
I wish to God the gutless SEC referees would have called holding. You would not believe how many times Will Anderson got tackled in that game.
Oh yeah.
They didn't call holding. I think they called holding one time.
You know.
You think A&M went holding those 3 defensive ends?
Oh gosh, yeah. You know they would have. You know. And
I mean, and then on the interception end of the game, Alabama celebrate. God, he's celebrating that. I mean, like.
And then gave him another. It was like giving another.
And the guy throws the flag after Alabama celebrating. It was the latest flag, and don't get me wrong, it was a hold. He pulled the guy's jersey, but for that ref to throw that flag that late.
You know. Let me tell you this: from the 2-yard line, and I've officiated before. From the 2-yard line, you should call all the other officials into a conference real quick. And the thing that referee should have said, don't call a holding. Would have been the last thing in the world.
What happened there was just like when Alabama, that Alabama got the pass interference. So A&M goes to the 2-yard line.
That's right.
With 3 seconds left. And Alabama, it was just like the Clemson game when Clemson won the national championship. I was telling my wife, I was like, Alabama needs to tackle these guys.
Yeah, that they wouldn't call it. Yeah.
I was like, because even pass interference there, you live to play another down.
That's right.
And thank goodness they ran that ridiculous play in the corner. But that's one of those games you literally have the remote control in your hand, and I have the hand on the button. If A&M scores, to turn it off immediately. Thank goodness I didn't have to.
I'll tell you what, it had every way to believe a storybook finish.
Charles Henderson, I love that throwback pass. That was a great play.
Excellent call.
Double pass for a touchdown.
Oh
that
yeah,
was a great call.
Sure was. I tell you what, whatever they're doing, let me tell you, they're Charles Henderson. Everybody was talking about all these 5-star, 4-star players that you follow had. Hey, Charles Henderson was knocking them 2 or 3 yards off the ball every play.
Who in the world is the guy that signed with Alabama? Is he number 9?
Yes, and he is good. Huh? Yeah.
I didn't see anybody on their roster who looked that great. I figured number 9 had to be him.
Well, they had 3 guys. One of them had already committed to Georgia Tech, one of them to Alabama, and one of them to maybe it was Southern Miss or something that already committed. But I'll tell you this. The offensive line coach at Charles Henderson does a tremendous job. I mean, they were knocking them off the ball and control. They control the line of scrimmage.
When he grew up, when he played at Charles Henderson under Jeffcoat, Shannon Ball was 2 years older than me. And
exactly.
He played a 165-pound defensive back.
But you know what he brings to the table. You know what he brings to the table. Hey, he'll get after you. He's a coach that will get after you, will push you, and make you play hard. Let me tell you something. Charles Henderson was playing with a bunch of sophomores and juniors. Really, their great year is supposed to be two or 3 years down the road, or next year.
Is the year, yeah.
But let me tell you, I don't know if anybody's playing any better as far as blocking schemes and their defensive front is.
I don't know that Beauregard team that beat Charles Henderson.
Yeah, it must be good. They must be good.
They would be a tough matchup again for Charles Henderson for sure.
And I wouldn't doubt if they didn't end up playing each other again. But let's just say this: if the season,
Charles Henderson won the area because Carroll beat Headland.
Yeah. Now who do they play this week? I should know, and I don't.
This one, Charles Henderson has the off week.
I don't know. Maybe so.
I'll have to look into it.
And of course, it's homecoming at Troy University, and of course, let me tell you this: we jump out of a fireplace into the fire, and
they did. Can you believe Texas State beat App State by 12?
And beat them worse than 12, wasn't it? I thought it was worse than 12.
Yeah,
what was
App
final
State
score?
came back and scored late. It was 36-24.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, it was.
Charles Henderson's 6-1, 4-0 in the region, 7-1 if you count the Pike County game. So Charles Henderson next game, Charles Henderson's got an off week. Charles Henderson's next game is at Headland on the 14th.
Okay, well, they got to be careful there. But Headland got beat by Carroll, Mike, bad. Did you see that?
Actually, no, they don't have an off week. Charles Henderson does play this week. They play on the 14th. I forgot. So they play Friday at Headland.
At Headland,
Where's
okay.
Charles Henderson's off week? So Charles Henderson's off week is going to be the last week of the season?
Well, it might be a good time to do it,
Yeah, because they only play 9 games. I can't believe they're going to play 9 straight.
Now, one thing about Charles Henderson, they have already won their area,
So Charles Henderson will play on the 14th against Headland, and then they'll be away last game of the season at Selma.
All right, and both of them.
The last week, so they'll have a week off before the playoffs.
They don't?
They would have a week off.
Oh, that is great. Yeah, that's the best thing that could happen to them.
The last game, I think the last regular season games were on the 28th.
Yeah. Want to congratulate Carroll High of Ozark with a 42-8 win over Headland. We could see talent in that at Carroll. In the Charles Henderson game, they had some talent. And
Luverne beat Goshen too.
Oh, I didn't know that. That was a tough one, wasn't it? What was that score?
28-21.
And Luverne beats Goshen 28. That was a heck of a game. Played at Goshen, I think. And, of course, Luverne has something that very few teams do, Mike. Do you know what it is?
Oh, they've got I think 42 or 43 straight years.
Only Mike Amos could have answered that question. They've been to the playoffs 42 straight years. Nobody else in Alabama can say that. Can you believe that? 42 straight years in the playoffs. They've been to playoffs every year. The Luverne Tigers are used to being in the playoffs. Florella, how we used to talk about what a terrible team Florella was. Well, don't ask McKenzie that. Florella beat them 73-38 in a game this weekend. What is it? 111 points.
Here's some local scores. Andalusia 49-0. Arrington,
Now,
49.
now let me tell you something.
Abbeville.
Let me tell you something that happens in 2 weeks. Andalusia and Catholic play, Mike. They're two world beaters, and they're playing for the region championship in Andalusia.
Yeah, that would be a great game. Beauregard 31, Elmore County 20. Other local scores. Carroll 42-8. Bear Woods got beat by Carver.
I know it.
33-13.
You know, his team's gone on hard times. Don't know if he's lost his quarterback or something like that.
Yeah, let's see who else we got. Crenshaw Christian 39-0 over Coosa Valley. Other local scores. Big win here. Enterprise 51, Dopin 28.
That was a big win.
So good win by Coach Blackman. Faith Academy 41-0. I guess maybe I wonder if they did call it at halftime. I guess we'll have to find out.
I think they just took a snap at when it, at halftime.
GW Long 35, Cottonwood 28. Geneva 35, Dale County 7. Geneva County 34, Zion Chapel 12. Other games of entrance.
Elba beat Georgiana 62-28.
How about this? The running back Henderson rushed for 412 yards.
412 yards. You know what? He might be fixing to break a high school record, and he's only a sophomore.
Yeah, he's already got 12 offers from college teams. Holland Home 36, Barber County 14. How in the world did Barber County score 14 against Holland Home? Let's see. Kinston 35, Red Level nothing.
Good win for Kinston.
Luburn 28, Goshen 21. We already mentioned that. Let's see. Anybody else?
Some of your
64, Bullitt County nothing.
Yeah.
Op 33, Daleville 27. Mike DeBose continues to win an Op. Pike County 21, Providence Christian 7. Pike Road, Egg Rigby 40, Russell County 7. Ed Rigby's having a good year.
Oh yeah. Let's take a short break, and I'm gonna find some information up and give to you in just a few moments.
We need to go over the college scores.
All right, we will. In fact, we're gonna take a short break.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
These teenage years can be tricky to navigate, especially when it comes to teaching my son about managing money. I'm thankful for helpful tools like Sidekick from Max. With Sidekick, requesting and rewarding money is easy. He can earn it by completing chores, making honor roll, or simply making a request from his own app. I love that I can easily monitor his purchases and set limits to help him learn to make smart choices with his spending, even on video games. Sidekick. Find it in your Max app.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Totally.
Back to our show, brought to you by Goldfingers, one of the great places to eat in Troy, Alabama, located on the bypass. And of course, want to congratulate and Mike. Our deli is finally here. Jersey Mike's is finally here. It will be opening I'm thinking today.
I'll tell you what, if you want a great Philly cheesesteak, they'll cook it on the flat top. Real deal Philly cheesesteaks at Jersey Mike. They're good.
So Jeremy Mike's already had some real.
Jersey Mike's is a staple down here. They have them everywhere. I'm sure they have a lot of them in Dothan and Ozark. Maybe even has one. Do they will?
There's not one in Ozark, and I don't know about Dothan either.
Well, they got one opening in Troy today, and of course it's a great.
Will, have you ever seen a worse play from the 2-yard line than Jimbo Fisher called to try to win the game?
You know, Michael, if the guy catches the ball, it's not even in the end zone.
I know. That's right. What they should have done is told every receiver to go out 5 yards and turn around, and I'll throw it to the one that's open. It'd been a touchdown.
Well, he had to run the ball. He ought to run the ball because that's what I kept on telling my wife. I was like, he's been running for his life. I mean, they already got one miracle catch on that drive.
Yeah.
Alabama couldn't ever tackle him in bounds to make the clock run. They had no timeouts, but every single time.
He could have run a quarterback draw and walked into the end zone.
I know, and he was an athletic quarterback.
Yeah.
But you know, the one of the worst calls in that game, that was an obvious catch the A&M guy made. And then the SEC officials decided to go to review. That was just like giving Texas A&M a timeout.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. That they didn't. I mean, that was an obvious catch. They never should have looked at that play.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was a great catch. It was a Superman catch, I tell you.
Yeah, he caught it between two guys. But then, Alabama at the very end, they can't get them in down for the clock to run. So the clock, they had no time to have any chance.
Yeah, let me ask you, Will, in your heart, had you already given up on when they were at the 2-yard line? You just knew they were going to score, did you?
No, I did not.
You did?
It's hard to score when you get inside the 10-yard line. It's hard to score.
I know it, but forward lean, Mike, should have been able to score.
Well, you got a great running back. I mean, the running back's the best player on the A&M team. But, I mean, Alabama, you can't – I mean, you have 4 turnovers, 2 missed field goals. I mean, you gotta lose a game like that. I mean, it's a miracle they won.
It really is.
That just goes to show, you can't play a bad game and beat a good team, and A&M's got players.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They got
but you know what?
I mean, look at Kentucky. Kentucky didn't have Levis. Hell, they got beat by South Carolina by 14 points.
Yeah, you know what? You called that, Mike.
Yeah, Kentucky without Levis is just an also-ran team.
Was he didn't play? Levis didn't play?
No.
I did not know that.
That line went from 11 to 4 at kickoff.
Oh, boy. They knew what they were doing, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
And also a crazy game was UCLA just absolutely destroyed Utah.
Yeah.
I mean, UCLA might be back.
Yeah, you're right. They can score, can't they?
UCLA's got a good team.
And you know what? When they play Southern Cal, that's going to be a great game, isn't it? Boy, it's going to be a heck of a game.
You know, when UCLA beat South Alabama, they were lucky to beat them.
Yeah, they were lucky to beat them.
No, we watched it. Yeah, we watched it. I mean, and South Alabama tries to fake a field goal late. And
where does Troy play South Alabama?
Down there.
They play them. They play them in 2 weeks down in Biloxi.
On a Thursday night. They play on a Thursday night, Will. And that's going to be
I think I may have to go to Biloxi.
That's right. I would think that'd be a great trip to Biloxi. You're right.
Yeah, I'm going to look into that.
The game will be on ESPN.
Yeah.
I'm going to that game. Can y'all get tickets?
Probably.
Dad can probably get tickets.
Yeah, probably.
I'd like to sit in the Troy section.
Yeah, Okay. Yeah, but you're just like me. I got to go buy them myself.
I'll go down there. I'll go down there and
you can buy one at the gate.
Oh yeah. You can buy. It's gonna be a full house, though. I believe it might break a record for their stadium. I think.
That stadium only holds 26,000, so it would be easy to fill up.
You know, Troy now.
So they're not playing at Ladd Field anymore. Then.
No, they've got their own stadium. Beautiful.
Own campus stadium. Beautiful.
Yeah, and
Hey, well, you need to get on that. You need to get on that Troy train. Troy's undefeated against the line this year.
Undefeated against the line.
I went with them Saturday.
Yeah. But you know the big men,
You know, Daggy, I don't want to say anything. I mean, negative though. Daggy looked good on the passes he completed. He threw for 240 yards. For sure.
But you know, will it be a hard decision on who's going to be the quarterback? Because Gunner wasn't doing bad before he got hurt. He actually
he's under concussion protocol.
Yeah, I will tell you this though. He was cleared at game time. Did you know that? Gunner was cleared at game time and still didn't play. But didn't really, of course, I still can't pronounce this quarterback's name, but he played very well, I think, except for those two.
Mike, I've got a name for Gunner.
Jared Daggy.
Yeah, Jared Davis.
Mike, I've got a name for Gunner.
All right.
Wally Pip. Wally Pip. You know who Wally Pip is?
No.
Wally Pip played for the New York Yankees, and he sat out one day because he didn't feel good, and Lou Gehrig took his place and never left the game.
Yeah, but I tell you what, Gunnar Watson's a good quarterback, so they've got two solid quarterbacks.
Daggy had 69 touchdown passes and had started for 5 years. I think 2 at Bowling Green and 3 at West Virginia.
All right, so you add 4 to it.
Being a starter.
You add 4 to it.
This guy's their quarterback.
And he's thrown for 10,000 yards.
Yeah, and how many? You add 4 more touchdowns this year, Mike, and how many would he have?
He's got five touchdowns this year already.
All right, so
one was a mop up, and then he threw 2 against Western Kentucky. Maybe he played two against A&M, Alabama A&M, 2 against Western Kentucky, and then 1 last week.
Yeah. All right, so he's already thrown 5. So how many did that give him in his career?
I think 74.
No, 74. Hey, 74 college touchdowns is pretty good, isn't it? For anybody's career. So
I'm gonna give y'all an upset special.
Right.
Western Kentucky will beat Auburn later in the year.
I went down there.
They lost a heartbreaker to Texas San Antonio, man. They've lost a close game.
What, did they lose again this week?
I feel like Auburn, they'll get beat by Ole Miss. Is that this weekend?
Yes. Bad.
Yeah.
All right. So if they get beat by Ole Miss, they have an off week. I think after that, I think Hartson will be gone during the off week. I'm just thinking.
I'd already got rid of him, but that's me,
Well, yeah, I didn't watch the Auburn game. Was it a complete blowout or what?
Oh, it was awful.
It was bad.
42 to 10.
Georgia could have beat them 50 to nothing.
Well, the score was 42 to.
Georgia didn't even score in the first quarter. It still scored 42 points.
That's what I thought. Yeah. 42 to 10 was the score. And I sort of, in a way, I sort of feel for this guy at Auburn. He's had a hard time putting it together.
You can't feel for him. He's going to get about $17 million.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Mike, this guy is number 55 in the country in recruiting.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, that is pretty bad.
Vandy's better than that. Every SEC team is better than Auburn in recruiting. It's terrible.
I'll tell you what, Will, Texas looked good with that quarterback back. They might win out.
Texas has got a good team. I'm telling you. If that guy, they would have beaten Alabama if that guy hadn't got hurt.
Now, let me ask you this.
Ole Miss, Auburn at Oxford, Ole Miss is 16. That game's going to be 11 a.m., though, on ESPN.
Oh, boy.
They'll blow them out. They'll blow them 4 or 5 touchdowns.
Well, if they do, he's liable to be gone because I think Auburn people expected him to be at least competitive, and right now he's not even being competitive.
Well, on the year, he's 3-3.
Yeah.
But one of those.
But look who they beat.
Missouri.
Look who they beat. Missouri, who's terrible, and then two gimme games.
Yeah.
Yeah, they beat Mercer and they beat San Jose State.
Yeah.
Of course, got blown out by Penn State. And then LSU game was a close game.
Should have been beat. Should have lost to Missouri, but that was a tough one.
So right now, you got to think the writing's on the wall. another team that's playing really well that has done really well is Brett Bielema at Illinois this year too. They beat Iowa.
Yeah.
And he's got Illinois 5-1 and ranked number 24.
Iowa can't score. That's the worst offense in the country. You know, I can't
Wisconsin
understand.
ought to take him back, Michael.
I know it. They should, sure should.
I watched some of the Maryland game against Purdue. Maryland got up late. Purdue came back. Purdue's playing really good football right now too. They've turned around. They're 4-2.
And
Troy against Texas State, Dad. Texas State's 3-3 after the big win over App State. Troy's 4-2. What do you think that line would be?
3 or 4.
16. Troy's favored against Texas State.
Man, even at that
Must
big
be
win.
Is that in Troy, Michael?
Yeah.
That's in Troy, but Troy hadn't been 16 against anybody in years.
Yeah. Our defense is playing real good right now. Thank goodness.
Alabama, Tennessee. Alabama's opened at 7. I don't know if it'll be coming down or not. What do you think, Will? You think that line will come down?
I do.
It depends on if Bryce is playing. If Bryce is not
but
playing, that game will.
You're right.
If Bryce is not playing, it'll be a 3.
Yeah.
Well, you know good and well, Alabama's not going to announce it until game time.
Yeah, you got to wait till
Bryce was warming up against A&M, but never threw the ball. So that was a tell that Vegas had to see. So Vegas will have to scramble late on this one.
Was he eligible to play? Was Bryce eligible to play?
Yeah,
he could have played. He could have played.
He could have played.
Why on earth didn't he play? If he could have.
Throw the ball.
Well, God,
it's a pain tolerance thing.
Oh, is it? Gosh. Well, it seems like that's what you take a shot for. That's the way. Even back in when I played, if you got hurt, they just give you a shot.
How about this, Dad? James Madison, first year ever in Division I, or 1AA powerhouse. Yeah. James Madison's 5-0. And James Madison is ranked number 25 in the country in their first year.
Are you serious? 25 in the country. Did they win again this week?
Oh, yeah. They blew out who did they blow out? Arkansas State they blew out.
Did they really? And the Arkansas State's not bad.
James Madison could win the Sun Belt this year.
Not be eligible.
Because of their transition to Division I. Isn't that a shame?
Yeah.
Now, Michael, can they get to a bowl game either way?
No, they can't go to a bowl game or compete for a championship. It's that transition in Division I.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is bad. I thought Southern Miss was improved, but they were not. How in the world did they beat Tulane?
Yeah,
Tulane's like 5-1 now.
And were you very impressed with their quarterback, Mike? Southern Miss.
Yeah, he was a pure freshman.
Where did he come from?
I don't know.
Did you think he was pretty good against Troy? Did you think I didn't think he was that very good?
He was not good at all. Yeah, 3 or 4 interceptions.
In fact, Will is a great coach. Will Hall, the head coach at Southern. But I was surprised his quarterbacks didn't play better than that, and why they didn't run the option. He's an option guy. And why he didn't do that.
Well, what are you thinking here? Vegas is trying to tell you something here. Florida State, Clemson at 6:30 on ABC. Florida State. The line started with Clemson at 7.5. It's already down to 4.5. Why is everybody jumping on Florida State? They've lost 2 in a row.
I think this is the game Florida State's been looking for. I'm just telling you.
All right, who is it now? Florida State and
Florida State is hosting Clemson.
Oh, I got you. Oh yeah.
Y'all know Alabama fell all the way to number 3.
Yeah. They should have.
I'm gonna give you a low.
I mean, you're playing a backup quarterback freshman that's never started the game in his life. I mean, golly, I don't know how you moved to 3.
Yeah, Michael.
It doesn't matter. I mean,
I know, but from 1 to 3, you don't see that much. And
Alabama's got 2 potential games they could lose, and that's Ole Miss. The 2 games they could lose.
Shoot, they might lose to Mississippi State next week.
Yeah, Mississippi State pretty good, but but you know what though, when folks have to throw it most every down, they're gonna get murdered by Alabama because Alabama's rush, of course, with a great All-American, he makes all the difference in the world against a passing quarterback.
Well, Dallas Turner played his best game. He had 3 sacks against A&M. The thing with Alabama, though, is Hooker can run. Hendon Hooker, the quarterback for Tennessee, can really run. He's athletic. That usually hurts Alabama.
Tell me about Dallas, Mike. Is he what makes him such a good player?
He looks like Derek Thomas. You never seen him?
Does yeah, but not close. No.
6'4", like 255 pounds. Yeah.
And can run.
Yeah, he's number 15 for Alabama. Anderson's 31. And Dallas Turner's 15.
And does Alabama have the best rush ends in the nation? When you say
By far. By far.
Yeah, but I will say this: A&M, when they got the ball at the 50 and they got the ball at the 30, they marched down and scored touchdowns against that defense like it was nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just a short field and the play calling is
what do you think about that? What do you think about A&M's quarterback?
I thought he was gutsy.
Well, he's the quarterback that they've been waiting on. Isn't he the guy they've been waiting on?
He's the guy that started the season and then got beat out by Max Johnson, who now is out for the year. So, I mean, he's the guy that was their original starter.
Yeah. So, what do you think about A&M? Will A&M win another game?
I was impressed with their wide receivers, though. They got really good wide receivers.
Yeah. Well, they're supposed to have great. You mean Alabama's or A&M's?
No, A&M.
Yeah. Well, what we're gonna do now at Alabama? They've got a shortage of wide receivers, don't they?
Well, I mean, they got 2 guys who are supposed to be coming back. They're supposed to help them, but one of them came back, caught a touchdown last week, and he played in this game this week. Earl.
Well, let me ask you.
I don't know. I don't know what's happened with the Harold kid from Louisville. He runs a 4.3 and hadn't even seen the field.
And is that the kid that transferred from LSU?
No, from Louisville.
But now they've got a guy that transferred from LSU that's never played this year. What?
Yeah, he's the defensive back. He just got beat out.
And he's supposed to be an All-American.
He was a freshman All-American at LSU, Eli Riggs.
Yeah, and got beat out at Alabama.
A 5-star recruit. It's not even playing in Alabama.
Oh, that's amazing. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back and talk to you more about our weekend of college and high school football.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
These teenage years can be tricky to navigate, especially when it comes to teaching my son about managing money. I'm thankful for helpful tools like Sidekick from Max. With Sidekick, requesting and rewarding money is easy. He can earn it by completing chores, making honor roll, or simply making a request from his own app. I love that I can easily monitor his purchases and set limits to help him learn to make smart choices with his spending, even on video games. Sidekick. Find it in your Max app.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Of course, this weekend we go to Headland. And Carol, back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Raymond's Barbershop and Style Shop on South Brundy Street right in Troy. Of course, Troy Bank and Trust Company, the only bank you'll ever need. And the Alabama Real Estate Connection, see my wife, 672-0100. And, of course, Southern Grill and Patio, Town and Country Flooring, wonderful people, great products. And when it comes to flooring, they've got you covered. First Citizen Bank of Luverne.
They have a new facility, don't they?
They really do. And, boy, they've got the best selection of the green, what do you call them, the green?
The green eggs.
The green egg, boy, they got a.
Scott and Lana Hartley.
I want to say they sold 4 great green eggs while I was there. So that's
They're
pretty
expensive.
good. Yeah, but they're good. They're quality.
They are good.
If you'll take care of it, it's probably something you'll last you forever. No question.
Another great game this week. TCU survived Kansas, even though Kansas' great quarterback got hurt.
Is that what happened?
TCU's 5-0. Oklahoma State 5-0. That game will be this weekend in Fort Worth.
I know it. I was wanting to see some of the games coming up.
Oklahoma State's really playing well.
The fifth
What's
Saturday.
the line on that one, Michael?
That's TCU as a 4-point favorite at home.
Wow.
I gotta lean Oklahoma State there.
Yeah, I got to take the points in that game.
I tell you, UAB is dominant at home, but just blows everybody out at home. They blew out Middle Tennessee State, who beat Miami.
40.
Vincent died as an interim head coach for Bill Clark's 3-2 for UAB. They host Charlotte this weekend.
I'm happy for him, and he'll beat Charlotte.
24-point favorite against Charlotte. But Coach Summerall, I'm just amazed of the turnaround for Troy, especially after losing that miracle loss to App State. Troy should be 5-1 right now, with their only loss being the Ole Miss. Just a great season. Troy.
Yeah,
Troy's got
and Troy.
Go ahead.
Troy covers the spread every week.
Yeah. They've done a good job.
Got a legitimate chance, though, Dad, to go at least 7-5, maybe 8-4 now.
Yes, sir.
Good bowl game.
My goal is to play in that New Orleans Bowl. I always love to go to that New Orleans Bowl.
But right now, Troy's got a decent chance to win the East and play for the first time ever in a championship
That's
game.
right. That would be big.
Site.
That would be big. You're right.
It's not at a neutral site. It's actually at a home. The best record in the conference.
It's Coastal Carolina.
Host the game. So probably Coastal would host it because Coastal's in the East. They're undefeated. Troy only has 1 loss in the West right now.
How did Georgia Southern come out this week? Do you know?
Georgia State beat them.
They did. I picked that game. Yeah, that was one of my picks.
I picked Georgia State too. Georgia State's actually turned it around.
Yeah, I was looking. We're jumping back and forth about this weekend. A terrible blow for Troy as they lost their great wide receiver Jabri Barber with a leg injury, and it doesn't look good for him. Bless his heart for the rest of the season. Mike, have you heard anything about it?
Yeah, it looks like he's done for the year. It's unfortunate. He was having a great year. Of course, he's from Dothan, and had really played great for Troy. But somebody's just got to step up.
Yeah. Of course, Bedell had a pretty good rushing game. How many did he have? 83 yards rushing or what?
Yeah, he rushed for 80 yards, I believe.
And none of them real long yardage, though, was it?
He had a couple over 28 yards.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
And, of course,
Also, I want to mention this, we all love Coach John Slarman.
Oh, man,
Neil
I know.
Brown and his wife donated the offensive line room forever will now be the meeting room for the offensive line at Troy University will be honored in honor of John Slarman.
Oh, man.
They had a ceremony before the game against Southern Miss. John Slarman's family, his 3 sons and his little daughter and wife were there to be honored. He was a great coach, great guy. Of course, he battled cancer to the bitter end at Kentucky and lost his life. Of course, ESPN's done tons of, episodes and stories about it. He was a big inspiration to that Kentucky program. And class act by Neil Brown and his wife to honor Coach Slarman, Coach Summerall.
Neil Brown did that. That was great.
Yeah, honored the family before the game. And, of course, Slarman was at Troy for
Oh yeah, everybody loved him. Not only on the football field, everybody loved him in the community and in their church. He was a great layman in the church.
Yeah, so Michael, how is Neil Brown doing at West Virginia?
Well, I mean, he's on the hot seat. He's 2-3, and they had an off week, but they got to play Baylor on Thursday night on ESPN home game.
Yeah, that's gonna be
They need
tough.
to win that.
Yeah, that's a big one. You got here's your standings. The East Division, you got Coastal Carolina 6-0, 3-0 in the conference side. James Madison, who's ranked number 25, 5-0, 3-0 in the conference. Old Dominion's 2-3, 1-0 in the conference. App State is 3-3, 1-2 in the conference. Georgia State's 2-4, 1-1 in the conference. Marshall, who beat Notre Dame's 0-1, 3-2 in the conference. And then Georgia Southern's, who beat Nebraska's 3-3, 0-2 in the conference.
Yeah.
The West Division, though, looks like it's going to come down to South Alabama and Troy. South Alabama's 1-0, 4-1 overall. Troy's 2-1, 4-2 overall. Texas State's 1-1, 3-3 overall. Arkansas State 1-2, 2-4 overall. Perry Bowden and La Monroe are 1-2, 2-4 overall. And then Southern Medicine Conference is 0-1. And then shockingly, Louisiana Lafayette, Dad, is in the bottom of the West Division.
I know, isn't that amazing?
0-2, 2-3 overall.
You know, I tell you what, though, you look at this conference, and there's not a single team that can't beat you. You know what I mean? You know, even this Texas State team is coming off one of their big wins ever, and they can beat you. So this conference is so well rounded, Mike. Just think how good it's going to be in baseball and basketball too. And by the way, this Thursday is the big basketball opening. They're going to have a pep rally for football. This all starts, I want to say, at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And they're going to have this. This is going to be a big to do, Mike, with the basketball programs. They're going to have a big slam dunk contest and all that. And so you'll meet the Trojan basketball team.
It's called Trojan Madness. It starts on October the 13th.
And
Troy,
that was
the women's basketball team will be there.
And that is a Thursday night at the Trojan Arena.
Thursday night at 5:15.
Yeah, and then the football team will also be down. They'll have a pep rally for the football team, all the sororities, all the students. And I tell you something about it. Of course, Troy had 26,000 people at the game, but we're getting a huge crowd of students every game. It's just packed. They started at two rows. Now they have four sections full of students. So the students are definitely carrying their weight in Troy's
Thursday
fans.
night they'll have a slam dunk contest, 3-point contest, SDA Spirit Stick. Additionally, they will have plenty of prizes to be given away throughout the evening. The Troy women won the Sun Belt Championship last year, and the men won 20 games. So excitement going on for basketball for sure. I'm just not ready for basketball yet. I'm still ready for football.
You're right. I'm not either. But this is that. This is the start of basketball everywhere. They start on this Thursday, the 13th, practice, official practice.
The Braves will play the Phillies starting tomorrow in Atlanta. The Phillies beat the Cardinals, so they advance to play the Braves. I want to say the Mariners advanced, and one other team advanced. I got to find out who won that Mets game. Yeah, the Mets got beat by the Padres.
The Padres beat them again. Yeah.
How sad is that? The Mets won 101 games, tied for the wins and losses.
Most ever, yeah.
They won the East, and they got knocked out by the Padres.
All right, now when will the Braves start play, Mike?
Tuesday.
This Thursday.
So tomorrow at 1 o'clock, if you can get tickets, you can go to Atlanta.
That's right.
Is that best out of 7, Michael?
Yeah, I believe that one's best out of 7. I believe.
Yeah.
I'll have to look. Okay. It could be best out of 5. I'll have to look and see.
Yeah.
Also tonight, you got Kansas City and the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Yesterday, you had the Giants win 27-22 over Green Bay. Buffalo just destroyed Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's awful, 38-3. Chargers won 30-28 over the Browns. Texans won 13-6 over Jaguars. Minnesota won 29-22 over Chicago. New England, with that quarterback from West Kentucky, beat Detroit yesterday, Dad, 29-0.
I know it. Hey, you reckon our guy get his job back?
So Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't know. This guy's pretty good. He's the one that broke the NCAA record, Mike, for most passes, completions. No, what was it that West Kentucky?
He had the most passing yards in the season.
In a season ever in the NCAA. Is that right?
I believe so, yeah. And then New Orleans came back late, beat Seattle 39-32. The Jets destroyed the Dolphins. Dolphins need to get two of that. They got to be 40-17.
Yeah.
That game surprised you, Will?
No, I was all over the Jets Sunday.
Tell you what, man, I didn't see the Dolphins.
Hot coffee.
Tampa Bay 21, Atlanta 15. Brady wins another one, another close win there. Tennessee, Derrick Henry rushed for 100 yards. They beat the Washington Commanders.
No,
17.
Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. I thought they lost that game, but they missed a field goal, didn't they?
Yeah, Tennessee won 21-17. San Francisco continues to play well, 37-15 over Carolina.
Yeah, Washington was on the 1 yard line through interception.
I know it. I knew that. And they were going to win the ball game, too, weren't they?
They were going to win it. Yep.
How about Jalen Hurts and the Eagles are 5-0. They won at Arizona 20-17.
And they were lucky to win that one. That's another missed field goal from something like 20 yards out.
Dallas Cowboys are 4-1, undefeated with Cooper Rush, the backup quarterback. They won against the Rams. Rams are not playing well at all. 22-10 at Los Angeles. Yeah. And then Vegas knows all. Baltimore won last night, 19-17. That line was 3, circled 3. So Cincinnati covers.
Did Cincinnati win the game, or who won the game?
Baltimore won 19-17.
Buffalo. Last night's game.
Baltimore Ravens won against the Bengals.
Okay.
They kicked the field goal with 3 seconds to go to win it.
Oh boy.
You got two teams that were in the Super Bowl last year that are really struggling this year. The Bengals and the Rams are struggling.
Yeah. All right. Tim said the Alabama.
Did you know right now Jalen Hurts is the leading candidate for the MVP in the NFL? What an amazing story!
He's just a great athlete, no question about it.
I mean, a guy that could not throw to save his life was very similar to Milroe, the Alabama quarterback.
Well, let me tell you this.
I think Jalen Hurts is a little bit better than Milroe.
Yeah. Let me tell you a little. Something I wanted to mention to you this morning that sort of tickled me. 100,077 people watched the Texas A&M and Alabama game. Don't you know about 3/4 of those folks were sick as a dog, thinking they're gonna lose.
Well, I don't think I felt like we were gonna lose till Riker missed that 35-yarder.
Yeah. And
then A&M actually caught a break. The crowd was so loud they got false start penalties.
Are you serious? They stopped the clock?
False start penalties. No, I'm talking about when they ended up having to kick that field goal. 24-20.
Yeah.
Jimbo was going for it on 4th down twice. But the last time they got the procedure penalty or false start, it backed them up so far. It was 4th and 18.
Yeah.
Jimbo ends up kicking a field goal. The guy kicks a 45-yarder like it was nothing, right down the pipe. And that was the reason they had the chance to win it.
Yeah. Will, let me ask you this: which crowd?
They ended up kicking that field goal, cutting it to 4.
Yeah. Which crowd is the strongest? Will Alabama with 100,077 people, or Auburn with 86,000 people? Which one's the loudest? Do you know?
I think Alabama Stadium's much louder than Auburn's.
I don't know. Auburn's are pretty loud.
Auburn's the loudest when they're good. 88,000 at Auburn's louder than 100,000 Alabama.
Oh, do you believe that?
Auburn's quiet right now.
Man,
I've been in enough Auburn games with that student section. You can't even talk.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about now. They're quiet now.
Oh, I know now. Now, I'll say Bryant Denny, since Saban's been there, is loud. Like when Shula was there and DeBose and Franconi, I mean, it was not loud at all. It was not loud during it was louder in the Stallings days, back when Stallings had his great run. But Perkins and Curry and all that. I mean, nothing.
Yeah.
They were not loud like that.
But, Auburn is awfully loud with 86,000. They are really loud when they want to be.
They're loud. They're not loud now, though. They're quiet now.
Yeah.
Dad, do we got Wiley Sanders coming on? If not, we got to get off.
We've got Wiley Sanders coming on. Is that right? Yeah. We're fixing to shut it down. Yeah. Okay. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're glad that you watched our show today, and we've gotten plenty of information from Will Matthews and from Mike Amos and yours truly. Been a good show, a lot of fun. We'll see you tomorrow, bright and early for Today in LA, and hope to have Quinn Hambrick on our show tomorrow morning. We'll look forward to that. Have a great day.
A personal touch,